So anyway, I heard you called up with a leading authority on education here in town.
Yeah, Scott Kelley, he's a councilman. He's actually running for this upcoming election as well. He was talking a little bit about the budget cuts, and we also got to know who really is Scott Kelley. Scott, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming to my home to chat with me.
Thanks for having us over. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple, I think, two main jobs. I'm the sales manager for a company called Aguilar Print and Imaging, and we've been in business for 21 years, and we do the printing of business cards and flyers and everything else in between. So that's my regular full-time job. But my second job is I'm a newly elected trustee on the Washoe County School Board, and I represent District E, which is all of Northwest and Northeast Reno. But of course, I work with 6 other trustees and a superintendent to look at the education issues affecting all of Washoe County.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you feel about this whole budget cut on education.
Well, I mean, the budget cut, it's the big thing that's really all that we're talking about, because you know, our budget has always been a healthy $500 million, $550 million, but we've been taking a lot of cuts, as has every other organization and most businesses, I think, in the country. So what we've had to do is look at how do we give good customer service to the citizens, how do we teach kids and give them all the tools that they need to succeed, as we've seen our budget declining and our revenue declining. And it's a big challenge. And you know, so many things are going on that are negative, but there's always positives as well. And I think one of the silver linings to this recession, at least for the school district, is we're becoming more efficient with our money. We're becoming more accountable with how we spend that money, and we just hope that things turn themselves around before the damage to education gets worse.
What would you propose for the future for this new election?
Well, the new election, I think, is going to be interesting because it's bringing out a lot of people that had never run for office before, but they don't like what's happening now, and we're seeing this at the local level, certainly. So the school district, we've been talking to a lot of these candidates and basically explaining about education, what we're trying to do, the reforms that we're trying to do, and trying to explain to them, you know, if you get elected, whether it's the city council or the legislature or even governor, whatever happens, please keep education at the forefront, because education, you know, it's so important to our community. It's so important to the state. If we don't have well-educated people that can lead us forward in the years ahead, I mean, Nevada's going to be struggling, and that's something that a lot of these candidates realize. And I think that we're going to see a pretty healthy turnover of new people coming in there in the public office, and you just hope that they have some new ideas that can get us through these tough times.
Well, good luck with this new election.
Yeah,
and now that we got your business perspective on things, let's talk about yourself a little bit. So I hear you're getting engaged, or you just got engaged, you're about to get married and have a baby.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty interesting. I mean, we dated for a year and a half, and my fiance, her name is Brooke Westlake. And I proposed to her last November. We were on a family cruise that went down to Mexico, and I proposed to her, and fortunately she said yes. And then we found out just a couple of weeks later that we were going to be having a baby, and so we were just like, wow, this is a huge deal. You know, neither of us have had kids before, but we were ready for it. So yeah, we basically moved into this really nice home. We got the baby room set up. The due date is going to be May 5th. Okay. So we've just 5 or 6 weeks away, and we're ready for it, and we're excited. And you know, I'm not nervous at all. I mean, I've had my sister was the first one in my family to have a baby, so I've kind of had some practice the last couple of years with my niece, you know, babysitting and changing out diapers and different things. So I'm ready for it, and she's ready for it, and we're just excited to start our family.
Okay, with the hopeless romantic I am, how did you propose?
You know, what I did, I mean, she had no idea, but I had the ring set up and ready to go. And so the first day or two of the cruise, I kind of scoped out the ship, looking for some good places where I could propose. And the ship has it was one of the top floors, and they had a really nice chapel with views of the whole ship. So I basically waited until we had our first formal night. Okay. And you know, we had the dinner with the family and everything else, and then she and I were just kind of walking around, and she had her camera with her, so we were taking pictures. And I said, hey, let's go up to the chapel and let's go check it out. So what she did was she was setting up her camera to take a timed photo, and I got into position. So when she turned around, she was like, well, what are you doing on your knee? And I kind of coaxed her over, and I said, you know, sweetie, I love you so much. You know, I want to spend the rest of my time with you. Will you marry me? And as I held up the ring, that's right when the camera took the picture. So we had this great picture of her, like, you know, about to cry, and I'm on my knees looking up and smiling, and, you know, the rest is history.
What an interesting guy.
Yes, he's very down to earth.
And congratulations as well, you know, for when your baby comes as well, Scott.
Yes.
That's cool.